Greeting. Welcome, wanderer, to the twilight realm where myth and meaning entwine. Tonight, we gather not at the foot of thunderous Olympus, but at the humble hearth, where the first breath of civilization still lingers. Here, in the glow of embers, resides Hestia, goddess of the sacred flame, the unspoken guardian of thresholds. Her tale is one of paradox, a deity both primordial and peripheral, revered yet overlooked. To know Hestia is to understand the soul of ancient Greece, where fire was not merely warmth, but wisdom. Let us embark on a journey through her unseen legacy, from the gullet of Kronos to the quiet corners of your own home. Origins, the first spark in the belly of time. Hestia's birth was an omen. As the firstborn child of Rhea and Kronos, she ignited existence itself, a primal spark in the void. Yet her infancy was swallowed by her father's paranoia. Kronos, fearing the prophecy of his downfall, devoured his children whole. For eons, Hestia burned in the acidic dark of his stomach, her flame undimmed, a silent witness to the grotesque rhythm of creation, swallowed, regurgitated, reborn. When Zeus, the youngest, orchestrated their liberation, Hestia emerged last, her body unmarred, her spirit unbroken. Here lies the first mystery. Why did the eldest Olympian relinquish her throne? Unlike her siblings, who clawed for dominion, Hestia refused the scepter. When Dionysus, god of ecstasy, claimed a seat among the 12, she withdrew to the hearth's edge. To the Greeks, this was no defeat, but a sacrament, an act of cosmic housekeeping. Her abdication preserved Olympus's fragile equilibrium, trading power for permanence. Philosophical interlude, the power of subtraction. Hestia's choice inverts modern ideals of ambition. In a world obsessed with more, she embodies enough. Her authority thrives in absence. No temples, no epic hymns, no thunderous epithets. She is the breath between words, the glue of the polis. How does one measure influence when it is woven into the fabric of daily life? The hearth, civilization's first altar. Every Greek home was a micro-Olympus, its hearth Hestia's shrine. Before meals, the first libation, wine, oil, or honey, was poured into her flames, a ritual echoing Neolithic rites. Even grand temples honored her centrality. Delphi's oracle invoked Hestia before Apollo, and the Parthenon's eternal flame mirrored her constancy. The Prytanean, Hestia's civic heart. Cities, too, knelt at her hearth. The Prytanean, a building often overshadowed by temples to Zeus or Athena, housed the civic flame. When colonies were founded, emissaries carried coals from this hearth to kindle new fires abroad. Extinguishing it meant exile. Relighting it required sacred rites, including the striking of a pure fire from sunlight. Lesser-known ritual, the amphidromia. 5 days after childbirth, families performed the amphidromia, circling the hearth to introduce newborns to Hestia. The ritual marked the child's acceptance into the oikos, household, with Hestia as both witness and protector. Should the infant die before this rite, it was buried beneath the hearth, a return to her embrace. Virginity reclaimed, the politics of celibacy. Hestia's vow of eternal virginity is often misread as passivity. In truth, it was a masterstroke of autonomy. When Poseidon and Apollo dueled for her hand, she petitioned Zeus, "Let me remain unwed, my body my own." Zeus granted her wish, and she became the only Olympian exempt from marriage's transactional chains. The hearth as womb. Hestia's virginity transcends abstinence. In Orphic tradition, she is the untouched hearth from which all life springs. Her flame is both womb and tomb, a cycle mirrored in the Hindu Agni. Unlike Athena, whose virginity symbolizes martial purity, or Artemis, whose chastity guards wild independence, Hestia's celibacy is relational. She is the matriarch who needs no offspring, the aunt who nurtures all. Veiled in mystery, the goddess who refused to be seen. Hestia's iconography is scant. When depicted, she dons a veil, a symbol scholars debate: modesty, mystery, or a rebuke to the male gaze. Her invisibility is deliberate. The hearth's depths hid family secrets, ancestral curses, illicit loves, the whispered prayers of women. To unveil Hestia would be to expose the sacred mundane. The veil's dualism. In Rome, Vesta's priestesses, the Vestals, wore veils. but theirs were white, symbolizing purity. Hestia's is crimson, the color of lifeblood and embers. It signals not meekness, but the unapproachable sanctity of fire itself. To lift it would be as foolish as thrusting a hand into flames. Hestia and Hermes, thresholds and transitions. Few know of her partnership with Hermes, god of crossroads. In Homeric hymns, they are invoked together at meal's end. Hestia of the fixed hearth, Hermes of the wandering road. This duality underpinned Greek life, stability and exploration, roots and wings. The Hestia shrines. Rural households erected joint shrines at property boundaries, a phallic pillar of Hermes, facing outward, a hearthstone, Hestia, facing inward. These marked the liminal space between wild and domestic, a testament to their symbiotic roles. The inner hearth, Hestia as Psyche. Pythagoras called the soul a flame stolen from Hestia's altar. To tend this inner fire was to cultivate sophrosyne, temperance. Stoics later adopted her as a metaphor for the indwelling logos, the spark of reason. Even Freudian psychoanalysis echoes her, the hearth as subconscious, veiled but vital. Modern parallels, Hestia in the digital age. Today, her flame flickers in Wi-Fi, routers, and charging ports, invisible forces binding communities. The hearth has metastasized into coffee shops and Slack channels. Yet the need for communal anchors remains. Hestia's decline in organized worship parallels our neglect of shared rituals. Yet her essence persists in the human craving for connection. Twilight of the Hearth, from Vesta to Vestiges. Rome's Vesta enjoyed greater fame, her Vestal celebrities. But the cult's rigor led to its downfall. Vestals accused of impurity were buried alive. Their purity was a morbid obsession. When Christianity triumphed, Vesta's flames were doused. Yet Hestia's spirit endured in kitchen saints like Saint Martha, patron of homemakers. Survival and folklore. In Greek villages, old women still whisper to the hearth, pouring olive oil into fires to appease the lady. In Japan, the Kamidu, hearth deity, mirrors her role. Even Tolkien's Galadriel, with her ring of fire, channels Hestia's nurturing might. Hestia's invocation, a ritual for modern seekers. To honor Hestia today. 1. Kindle a candle. Let its flame be your hearth. 2. Pour libations. Spill coffee or wine as offering. 3. Silent vigil. Sit with the flame, meditating on what home means. A hymn for the unseen. Hestia, keeper of the quiet flame. In your ash, the cosmos breathes. Teach us to burn without consuming, to hold space without claim. If this odyssey through shadow and spark has stirred your soul, like this video, a digital votive to the goddess of the hearth, subscribe to keep the eternal flame alive. In the comments, share your mythic counterpart, sovereign, warrior, demon, angel, or perhaps a humble hearthkeeper. Farewell. As night deepens and our fire fades to coals, remember, Hestia's flame outlives empires. It glows in the rituals we sustain, the homes we build, the quiet acts of care we offer a fractured world. Until we meet again at the hearth's edge, tend your inner fire. Valit.